League of Legends, the 15-year-old free-to-play fixture, could be due for a major overhaul, according to rumors from current and former employees. Could this be a sign that League of Legends is dying?
I don't know, Bruce. I'm not really used to hearing good news these days. Case in point right here, we're going to have to wait at least 2 whole years to see Vin Diesel in Arc 2. I guess we'll have to pass the time with back-to-back viewings of the next Riddick-verse movie, Furia.
I hate that you said all of that, Lawrence. Made me really upset. Almost as much as Marathon art director Joseph Cross apparently hated working at Bungie, leaving the studio mere months before the launch of the new Extraction shooter.
And on a very similar note, that is hating where you work, it seems Naughty Dog might be up to their old tricks again, with time card hound Jason Schreier reporting that the studio is already mandating overtime to meet an internal deadline.
Time card hound. Just another day in the American trenches, huh? Lots of news to cover this week, so let's kick off the news by throwing to the one Inside Game staffer that'll give you a bullet before he gives you a second of unpaid overtime. That's Brian Garr.
That's right, 40 hours, that's all you get. Or you get this instead. All right, let's talk about League of Legends. Riot Games is working on a major overhaul of League. That, of course, is the long-running MOBA. It's been a fixture PC gaming since 2009. Jesus Christ, that's a long time ago. The refreshed version, internally known as League Next, is planned for release in 2027 and is expected to be the biggest update in the game's history.
According to current and former employees, Riot plans to rework the game's visual style, including characters, arenas, and the user interface, while updating its technical foundation to make it easier to ship new features and updates.
So the goal is to make League of Legends more approachable for new players. Good luck. Something Riot has struggled with as the game has aged.
Yeah, if they nerf Blitzcrank, I'm going to riot. But yeah, the project has also led to an internal reorganization at Riot. After Bloomberg reported on the plans, the company released a video confirming that a large update is in development, pointing to changes to the launcher and gameplay.
Cool, I guess. League of Legends executive producer Paul Belazos said that Riot is, quote, overhauling the new player experience to make it easier than ever to bring friends into the game. I honestly think the new player experience should just be it uninstalls it for you.
So while League of Legends remains one of the most played games in the world, its player base has declined, according to people familiar with the situation, and it now brings in less money than Riot's shooter, Valorant. I didn't know that.
Guess the years have ticked by and people have moved on.
I will say it is too complicated. I love MOBAs. I switched over to Pokemon Unite years ago, embarrassingly enough, because you get 80% of the experience and it's super easy and it's fun. The feature creep is out of control.
It was a game designed for kids with no money and infinite free time, and now I feel like that, especially for the people who grew up playing League, that relationship has inverted. So, and also they're competing with Roblox now when it comes to getting the babies on board, so that's tough.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Marathon. Bungie's upcoming extraction shooter just lost one of its key creative leads ahead of launch.
So that's veteran artist Joseph Cross, who's been serving as the game's art director. He has left the studio just months before Marathon is now set to arrive in March 2026.
That's a bit odd. You'd think, especially as the art director, you might want to stick around and celebrate the high times when the game actually launches. I guess if they will be high, we'll see. News of Cross's departure was first spotted by the Game Post, which noticed his LinkedIn profile had been updated to show his role at Bungie ended in 2025. His X account also no longer references the studio.
Yeah, Cross has a long history with Bungie, working as the lead concept artist during the Destiny era before returning around 2020 to help define Marathon's visual style.
Joseph Cross told Kotaku that it was his decision to leave. He said he's, quote, super proud of the project and what the team accomplished over the last 6 years, and shared a clip highlighting how Marathon has evolved following its delay earlier this year after negative alpha feedback.
And it does look cool. It's probably one of the best features about Marathon right now.
Yeah.
That delay that we just referenced pushed the game back from a planned September release and led to several changes, including the addition of proximity chat.
Oh, that's fun.
That's what 6 months can buy you, I guess, is prox chat. Great.
I was seeing people speculate online about why he left, and they were saying maybe he ended up just sort of taking it on the chin for the stealing of art. And recently that artist said they settled with Bungie and they're like, everything is fine. We were all good. That Bungie stole that art from that artist, and the artist was like, we're all okay. And people were saying Joseph Cross was a casualty of that. So who knows?
I don't know about that. Maybe, but that largely blew over without anyone really having it hung around their neck. If he's the art director, his job is done on Marathon at this point, especially with them moving into the launch. I think it's more like Bungie hasn't greenlit another project he wants to work on. That's kind of more the bigger thing. You'd think by now, maybe for the past 6 months or even past year, they've been working on the next thing. And if he doesn't want to continue working on that, or chose not to work on that, or if they don't have a next thing, I can see why now might be a good time to start spreading the resumes around and securing another job.
Yeah, their eggs might be all in the Marathon basket too. I mean, it might, and yeah, after that, it's like they might have to radically downsize. Who knows if it doesn't work?
It's generally not a good sign that he doesn't want to stick around for the launch. That is not usually a good thing. So,
well, usually after launch is like a rest period for an entire studio. But I imagine as a games of service game, there is no rest period. You launch and you're immediately working on patches and updates and marketing beats. So I can see why you'd want to stick around for launch, because you have a ship title under your belt, but also he can credit it. He was the director. No one's going to question that. So yeah, if he has a good, compelling offer, I could see why there's a reason to stick around, but there also may not be.
All right, let's talk about Naughty Dog. Employees there were recently required to work mandatory overtime to finish a demo for the studio's next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet.
Love that title. Everyone loves that title. We keep hearing back about how much people love that title. We can't change it.
can't wait to say ITHP. I'll be saying ITHP a lot. Bloomberg reports that for about 7 weeks starting in late October, staff were asked to work at least 8 extra hours a week with a cap of 60 hours total, as the Sony-owned studio raced to prepare the demo for an internal review after missing multiple deadlines.
During that time, employees were also told to return to office 5 days a week instead of the usual 3. Sony and Naughty Dog declined to comment.
Now, it's important to note that the overtime period, aka crunch, ended this week as the demo was finalized. Management told employees the studio will return to its normal 3 days a week office schedule through the end of January.
That sucks. But I guess it's life sometimes. So I think I've seen some misunderstanding about stories like this. If you're a salaried employee in the United States, you do not automatically get paid time and a half or anything like that. In this situation, and especially if it's a mandate, you're basically forced to work extra for free with the vague promise that compensation will follow later on. And sometimes in video games, it is, or it has been worth it in the past, especially if you have equity in a company, you have stock options or anything like that. You're going to want to bust your ass, ship a game on time, make an ass load of money, and then you share in that, so ostensibly you get compensated for the time you put in. But that's not always the case, and it turns out the lower you are in the hierarchy, the less likely you are to get any compensation when a payday finally arrives. So that's kind of why these stories are important, because it's developers being forced to work for free. Theoretically, the studios take care of them and give them like swing time off once the product ships or something like that. Just take a month off and go and recuperate, but it's not always the case. So that's why we have faithful watchdogs like Bloomberg's Jason Schreier to make sure that these game devs are not totally ground up by the system.
And finally, if you have been waiting on Ark 2, well, you're going to need to keep waiting. Studio Wildcard now says the survival sequel is targeting a vague 2028 release. That is nearly 8 years after it was first announced in 2020.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. The game was once planned for 2023, then delayed to the end of 2024, before largely disappearing from release discussions altogether. Its absence from an earlier Ark roadmap led to speculation it would not arrive until after 2026, which now appears to be the case.
Yes, Ark 2, of course, stars Vin Diesel. We all remember the star-studded 2020 announcement at the Game Awards. Vin Diesel's also the game's executive producer, and clearly he's talented at getting games to ship on time. Ark 2 promises to be a next-gen survival experience set on a dinosaur-filled world. For now, though, 2028 is the only timeline on the table, which, at that point, it may as well not even exist, right? If it's more than 2 years away.
The best part about this is instead of 2023 when Ark 2 is supposed to come out, they released Ark Survival Ascended, which was like they call it the reimagined Ark. It's basically just a fucking remake. And they're like, here, just do this again. And then everybody did it. And they're like, it's Ark, but with better graphics. So they managed to, I think, stave off that deadline with a little, reboot. Not even a reboot, really. It's like not even a remake. Man, it's just a reskin almost.
I feel like Vin Diesel must be also coding this game, and that's why it's not ready yet. It's going to be a while he learns the ropes. All right, let's do a 5-second review. All right, this is a new game, newish, Kingdoms of the Dump. Now, it's an indie RPG, which I love. Small team, both of them worked as janitors while they were doing this game, and it's all about trash and cleaning up trash, but it very much, a lot of games try to kind of lay claim to that Chrono Trigger SNES era. This one actually pulls it off. Incredible game. Well worth your time. I think it's on sale on Steam right now, too.
This looks really cool, Brian. It came out like about a month ago, and it's like $17. It's awesome.
Total gem. Yeah.
Speaking of easy sells, Inside Games is on your side yet again. And we're expanding. We're expanding the amount of on your side that Inside Games is. So let's get started. Amazon Prime is giving away Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus. Another old D&D collection. The title's way too long to actually read out. Gunslugs 2 and Ash World. Epic Games is giving away Eternites. I guess there was a rumor that Red Dead 2 was going to be free, but sorry, no, it's Eternites. However, they are doing Winterfest right now, and I think they're giving away a different game every day.
Wow.
So you might want to keep checking back. Also, we got a couple of free games on Steam. Rat Quest and Toy Tinker Simulator are both free, so you might as well scoop them up for the next couple days. And I figured since we're covering Amazon Prime, which is not technically free, still got to pay for that, we might as well cover the other subscription services too. So I'm going to try to start wrapping in PlayStation Plus and Game Pass, depending on what's going into or leaving those services on a given week. And this just happened to be a really busy week for both of those things. So on that note, PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscribers can now play a whole SCAD full of new games. On PlayStation, we got Assassin's Creed Mirage, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Planet Coaster 2, Cat Quest 3, LEGO Horizon Adventures, Paw Patrol Grand Prix, and Paw Patrol World. And if you're just PlayStation Premium, you can now play 2005 Soul Calibur 3. It's been added to the catalog, so get after it.
I can help you out with Game Pass if you'd like.
Oh, please do. Yeah, take it away. Take it away.
Because you're going to be reading for a long time. Xbox Game Pass added all their games earlier in December, so we'll just hit the highlights here. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Routine, and Mortal Kombat 1 are now available via all Game Pass plans, while Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is now available on Game Pass Premium, and I would encourage you to actually play that game because it's fantastic. And for the other half of Game Pass, Carry On and Hell Let Loose are set to leave the service on December 31st, just about 11, 12 days.
All right, and one last thing. Xbox has other free things going on. They actually do a lot of free play weekends. It's kind of weird. So tons of games are free for any tier of Xbox Game Pass this weekend, as long as you have any of them. NBA 2K26, WWE 2K25, PGA Tour 2K25, Ark Survival Ascended, the legendary game, and The Forgotten City. I actually really like that one. Those are all free until Sunday, December 21st. And that's on top of two other free games they're also doing. Black Ops 7, the Zombies and Multiplayer, is free until December 22nd. And that's with any Game Pass subscription. Fallout 76 is free for everyone, Game Pass subscription or not, until December 23rd. So plenty of free things to check out if you want this weekend on Xbox, PC. Please play some games.
That's amazing. All right, and then we'll talk about the upcoming games for this week. Christmas. First up, it's Taxi Chaos 2. It's an arcade taxi driving game in a city ruled by AI taxi bots. As the last human taxi company deliver extreme fares, adapt to an unpredictable city, and outdrive rival machines to take back control. It comes to PC December 23rd.
Pretto Prisoner is a chaotic 4v2 prison break party game where mischievous animal inmates cook up absurd escape plans while overworked robot guards scramble to stop them, unleash wild abilities, team up for ridiculous moments, and turn every match into unpredictable, messy mayhem. Comes to Switch 2, Switch, and PC December 24th.
Man, thick episode today. Hey, thank you very much for watching Inside Games. We love yapping about games every week. We're grateful that you choose to spend time with us by watching this show. If you really enjoyed the show, consider subscribing or even checking out our Patreon. We post all of our content there for free, so you can just find it all. It's super easy. Plus, a hand-picked mystery meme from me every day with every episode. On top of that, some folks support our production directly through Patreons. We'd like to take a moment to shout out these very especially brave gamers. Thank you very much, Shaky Pants, Jacob Croyle, Donald Tello, Subliminal Opti, and Justin Day for enabling us to be the rogue mavericks that this industry needs. We got to keep them honest somehow, and it's by shouting out free games for 10 minutes. So thank you for watching. Happy holidays. We'll see you next time on Inside Games.